Hello ladies and gents, so today we're going to talk about some of the new releases that are coming out this year, shoes that I'm looking forward to trying. But before we start that video, please give us a like, subscribe and share. First shoe I'm going to talk about is the new Nike Ziggama. Now this is a shoe I know some people absolutely swear by. It's almost like, you know, the iconic Speedgoat, should we say. But for me, I always found it just a little bit too narrow, and it was just a shoe I just didn't really get on board with. But something I've noticed about this new model, the outsole looks a lot better. There's like that sort of gaiter within the shoe, which I'm a real big fan of on shoes. I really enjoy that because then you don't have to wear this other clunky thing. It's like a nice added feature, and I know I've got quite a few shoes that already have that, and that's just a nice touch. But also, the most important thing is it just looks a lot wider. When you look at this shoe from underneath, it looks like a really, really nice wide shoe. So hopefully they are catering, obviously, to those sorts of slower, bigger runners, but also sort of the wider footed runners, which, let's be honest, is something that's like quite important, but also it's just more accommodating for most people. Most people don't have these stick thin feet. So what's good to see about brands, even brands like Nike, they're jumping on this sort of like wider foot train. Now it comes out in summer. I actually did want this one to come out earlier. I would have liked this to come out in spring like most of the other models, but is what it is. But yeah, that's one of the shoes I'm looking forward to this year. Not the most optimal picture of this shoe, but that is the North Face Alto 500 V2. So I've got the V1, fantastic shoe, one of my favorite shoes, and one of my favorite cushion shoes as well, and a big day shoe. What it looks like to me, what they've done here is they've updated the thing that I personally always thought they needed to update, and that was the outsole. They've made the lugs look just a bit more aggressive, which is good. It's branded as a road to trail shoe, but you know, it's not a good shoe that's in the wet. Whereas now this looks a bit more versatile. Still looks like a good road to trail shoe, but it looks like it's going to be able to handle the trails better when it's just a little bit wetter. So this is coming out soon, actually, February, which is brilliant. That's obviously for me in a couple of weeks. So yeah, new lugs, comes out soon. I just hope they haven't really played with the midsole. This is a shoe that has a special midsole where you can put 50 miles and your feet feel good, and the midsole still feels like it can go on more. So yeah, the Alto North Face 500. Oh yeah, this is a very different shoe to all their other shoes as well. Like when I look at, say, the Endurus, the Vective and stuff like that, those shoes have quite harsh rockers, whereas this shoe doesn't. So it is quite a shoe that's like different to all their other models. One thing I've noticed as well is the original Alto is on a massive sale at the moment. So if you want to get yourself a bargain, get online and get a pair. So the Prodigio 2. Interested about the shoe. I actually don't know if I really will try this shoe, if I'm perfectly honest. But I thought I'd just highlight it anyway. So obviously you've obviously got the Prodigio that came out first. Then you had the Prodigio Pro. Then you had the Prodigio Max. And then this is the Prodigio 2. So it doesn't look like they're upgrading the Prodigio Pro. So yeah, there's quite a few shoes in the line there. And for me, when I first tried the original one, it just felt a little bit too firm and it was a bit narrow, which is like quite on point, or sorry, on brand of Lasportiva. Whereas when they brought out the Prodigio Pro, let's be honest, that took the market by storm, because it was a Lasportiva shoe that didn't really carry any of the qualities of the shoe, apart from it's very durable, which Lasportiva are very well known for that. Their shoes are very durable. Their outsoles last forever. But the Prodigio Pro, you know, it's a bit wider, it's softer. So like, I'm just hoping that they've carried some of those things with the Prodigio Pro into this shoe as well, personally. Because I bought the Max, tried them out for a bit, didn't really think they were all that. they had a purpose, but I feel like that shoe reverted back to the classic Lasportiva, where it's just like firm, not much give, felt like a bit of a brick. Whereas the Prodigio Pro, really fun shoe to run in. I don't think I'd run in it over, say, 50k, but it was just a great shoe. So hopefully with this Prodigio 2 that they're bringing out, hopefully they've taken a bit of the Prodigio Pro and put it in that shoe. That'd be really good. So this is the Fuga 330. Now, I already know this shoe is out, by the way, but it's one of those purchases that I just don't need to make at the moment because it doesn't really suit sort of what I need it for. But it's definitely a shoe I'm really interested in. I've got a few friends running the Arc this weekend, so it'd be good to hear their feedback. But it's definitely a shoe that I'm, yeah, really interested in. Looks very versatile, looks very tough. Obviously, it's based off the Tour 330, which is obviously an ultra endurance event, but also a race that has tons of ascent and descent. So it looks like a very tough, rugged shoe. Yeah, I look forward to trying that shoe. I just don't need that type of shoe at the moment. And last but not least, it's the Hoka Speedgoat 7. So, by the looks of it, when I look at this shoe, it looks like it's got the Speedgoat 5 midsole, which, do you know what, was a great midsole. When I first got into trail running, Speedgoat 5 was the shoe that was everywhere. Every race I used to attend, 90% of the field had Speedgoat 5s on. The midsole, the lugs were good, not durable, but good from a grip perspective. You know, it was just a really comfy shoe. You put it on, it's the sort of shoe that you could just run straight out the box with. But the issue with that shoe was the upper. It was like a sock fit upper, but with a bit of time, it just became really loose and saggy, especially whilst, say if he was out for over 6 hours, that's how that upper would feel, and then it'd be really hard to get a lockdown. If you was to look at your feet from a beginning of a race to the end, before you know it, you know, your laces are basically up next to each other because it could consistently stretch. When they brought out the Speedgoat 6, and this has been, I've noticed an issue with a few of the Hoka lines, is they took the good thing away from Speedgoat 6, and that was the midsole, the softness. They firmed it up, but they sorted out the upper. So the Speedgoat 6, you know, they swapped a good thing and a bad thing. Whereas what I'm really hoping with the 7 is the midsole is back. I'm hoping for a durable outsole. I don't know if that'll happen. The Vibram and Hoka combination for me isn't always the best. And I'm hoping the upper doesn't stretch as much. For me, that would be a very, very good shoe. And hopefully it gets back to like what Hoka is known for. That's coming out soon, February. The good thing about Hoka as well is that will come in a wide fit, which is something I always really liked. The Speedgoat line, that's what I liked about it. I wish they did that with the Mafate as well. That would have been absolutely brilliant. So yeah, those are my shoes that I'm looking to try this year. Drop a comment, let me know what your thoughts are, but also let me know what you're looking forward to trialing this year as well.